Hey guys, what's up? My first video. My name's Jesse. I run a company called Thirdoon. It's like a small clothing company. I've been doing this now for about 2 or 3 years, and I've decided to make a YouTube channel. I'm really hoping to do kind of like a tutorial, right? Like a tutorial series where it's just like start to finish and show you guys every single step of the way. Ideally, obviously, at some point down the line, it would be, you know, wow, like this clothing company is like massive and it's huge. But you're able to go back and see these like early videos where it was like nothing at all. So we'll see. That's the goal, at least. So my goals for the channel is I want to like grow a community of people, and like I want to just have this like giant tutorial like I had said. But I also want to kind of show that it's not impossible, right? It's actually super easy to get into. It's super cheap to get into. I think that there's a lot of misconceptions. People think that you need to find like a screen printer that's like local in town. You might need to like buy a ton of shirts in bulk, and like none of that's true anymore. I think that you could probably get better margins, but I mean, if you're just starting off, I wouldn't expect anyone to buy 500 t-shirts, get them made, and like stick them in their living room and hope for the best, right? I know for me, like before I even got started, that was like the #1 thing I would not do, is like hold stock. And so over the last couple years, I've learned how to go about it and not have to do that. Big part of this is just like showing how you can do it as well, right? The other thing too is I hope to have like this like start to finish, you know, here we were at the very beginning, and sometime down the line in the future to be like, wow, we're like 1 million Instagram followers and we're this and we're that, and it's just like crazy big. But it would be awesome to be able to go back and say, wow, look at where they started and like every step of the way. And I think it's cool too, because like my success and my failures is something that we can all share, and it's something that we can all learn from, right? So like I'm definitely going to make mistakes, right? I'm definitely going to screw up. I'm definitely not going to have like all of the best advice. And so you got to take everything I say like with a grain of sand. That's not the right phrase. Grain of salt. Anyways. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be this like crazy process, but I don't want to shy away from like failures, right? So there's definitely been things up to this point that I've made mistakes on, or I've tried things that don't necessarily work, but at the same time, like I've put my time into that, like I've done that and I've made that mistake. So let me go ahead and showcase that for you so that you don't also make that same mistake. So given the fact that I've been doing this already for like 2.5 to 3 years, I'm not starting completely from scratch. But at the same time, where I'm at right now, I don't make any sales. I've got like 400 Instagram followers. It's not doing anything really. It's just there's a lot of things that I've made. There's a lot of like product, and I can walk you guys through all of that and kind of help you along in that process, because it's super interesting, because like a lot of it just takes time, and it takes learning, and it takes like knowing yourself and like what it is that you want it to be. And so that's really tough. We'll definitely go through that, and we'll have some videos in regards to that. But I will go ahead and show you guys some of the things that I do have right now, so we all have a baseline of where we're starting. So the name of the clothing company, just the same as the name as the YouTube channel. They're both Thirdoon. So the website is thirdoonclothing.com. Not super important, but this is where we're starting out. So this website, it was made through Shopify, and all of the shirts and all of that gets made by a company called Printful. And I'm definitely not like associated with these people at all. It's just the really kick-ass way to go about doing things, and I super 1000% recommend it if you want to get into it as well. So here's all of the shirts that we have. So we've got some hoodies and sweaters, some zip-up hoodies, tank tops, a lot of like basic stuff, and then under accessories, we got some hats, we got some stickers. I made this awesome blanket, super into it. It's really soft. We got some hoodies, got some phone cases, and that's basically it. So on the one hand, like, we have to make more products, right? And like, there's things that I do want to do that's pretty tough for me personally. Like, I want to make like dresses, but like, I don't know what makes a good dress and what makes a bad dress, right? I don't know like what to look for in terms of like fabric or anything like that. So that's a journey that we'll go on together, definitely. I also want to do, like, I want to make bags, like leather bags, like purses. I've kind of know how to do that. It's just we're not at that point yet. And then I also want to make a line of like cosmetics, right? So like eyeshadows, like just crazy, crazy stuff. And it's all definitely possible. It's not something that I've done yet. I haven't started with it, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but like, it's super duper possible. And like, that to me, like, that's why I want to make this YouTube channel, just because there's so many people that would like to get into this stuff. They would want to make this, but they think, how do you even start? Like, it's just like this monumental sort of thing. And I've done a lot of research. I've spent a lot of time. So let me go ahead and condense that down and go ahead and give that to you, right? So there's the website. You might also see tabs, like we've got a thing called Musica Obscura. This is basically like a blog that I was doing for a little bit. I definitely need to get back on it. The idea with it was I was wanting to like drive traffic to the website. And so in order to do that, I was writing these blogs talking about like these bands that you may have not heard of. Like Igloo Ghost is like awesome, but he only has, you know, X amount of people that follow him. So he's kind of underground. Ties, it's a band that I sponsor. They're out in Texas. Kick-ass guys. Love them to death. Drew, he's this like... I found him on Instagram, and like, he has this mask. So he's like a DJ. But the mask like just totally got me. So I was like, dude, hell yeah. I got to hit up this guy. We did an interview. Dude's totally awesome. He's like sent me records and stuff for his music. So he's super sweet. I like that. Sponsored bands. So we got the Ties. And then here is something else that we have done recently. So Thurdoon is all about anti-suicide. And so the idea with the company is kind of like anti-suicide. For me, I used to be suicidal. So when thinking about like what I want the brand to be and like represent fighting depression, that was a big thing for me. And so I put together this writing contest in May/June of like 2021. So I gave up money for like a prize, whatever. I allowed people to vote, but I had people email me their stories of like going through their own depression and like how they overcame it, like what they would have missed out on if they had taken their life, things like that. It was like this super beautiful thing. And like, I'm really, really happy that I was able to do it. And so we had that. And then this is all of our blog submissions. And we got like a ton of stories. Like, it was crazy. Because we only ran it for like a month, but like I would get like emails randomly like throughout the day. So like I'd be at work or like I'd be hanging out with my friends, and this email would come in, and it's like, oh man, like you guys got to hold on. Like I got to read this person's story. And like, it was just like a super surreal sort of thing. But we'll get into all of that stuff later. This is generally just like an overview of like what I'm trying to do, and like different techniques and different things that I've tried to do to like drive traffic and drive like engagement and things like that. Over here, we'll come over to the Instagram so you guys know like where we stand with everything. So here's the Instagram. We have 411 followers as of 8/18/2021. So a lot of the idea that I have with the Instagram, a lot of it is just like product shoots, and I will totally show you guys this like fantastic website where you can get these like crazy awesome quality photos, and it's super cheap. You could do it for free, but they also have a subscription that's like 14 bucks a month. The way that it works, like, it blows my mind. It's so crazy. So you take your image, like your design that you would normally put up on to Printful or whatever it is that you're going to use to make your designs. You throw it onto the website, you pick your model, and I think that they're all wearing like green screen t-shirts or something like that. So you upload that, and it'll just automatically throw your design onto this person's t-shirt. And then you pick the color of the shirt, and then you just hit download, and like 2 seconds later it spits out this like high quality image. And like, that's awesome. Like, so I don't have to pay for photographers. I don't have to like order in bulk shirts to like give out to people. Like, hey, if you do this photo shoot with me, like, you can keep the clothes. But like, we have to find a location and we have to do this. Like, cause I've done that once before, and it's such a production to like go find a spot, go do the shoot, all of that. So this is just like, it's easy, it's simple, it's quick. You get it instantly, throw it into Photoshop, do with it what you're gonna do, done deal. So we got all that. I've also been getting into doing reels. I don't know 100% if like that's gonna be super helpful, but they are a ton of fun to do, so I have been enjoying that. Recently, I've also done a interview with a company called Little Red Fashion, and it was crazy to me that they like even asked me to do this. So Little Red Fashion is a company, they're working to make like kids books and like an app and just all sorts of stuff to get kids interested into fashion as like a career and all of that. So they interview people like in the industry. How they thought that I was like a person that needed to be interviewed, I have no idea. I'm just as shocked as you. And so that was really sweet. So I'm really glad that I was able to do that, and I really want to see them succeed. All right, so with that being the case, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the video. I fully suspect that this video quality is like not the best, but I also expect that over time things will get better. I've got a couple episodes planned. I'm definitely going to make like a backlog of videos before I even upload anything. So by the time anyone sees this, it'll definitely be in the past for sure. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know what the future holds. I really don't. But I'm hoping that we can all continue this, and I hope that I stick with it and stuff like that. So we'll definitely see what happens. Thank you.